the governor was removed from, his time actually expired, talking about Samuel Orton. And we are also seeing this very present one now who come in, we will learn that he's a reverend father. But the major thing is that Peter Mba, who seems to have been noiseless, as in not very effective in championing or trying to question, the excess killing of Fulani farmers in Enugu State, who has been silent, even though that the Johannes leadership has shouted over and over again. But unfortunately, for these jihadists who have been ravaging the borders of Benue and Enugu. ESN a few days ago, stormed those forests, and from what we are gathering, it is not a story that we can put actually here in the public, but I can tell you they are being crippled in those borders between Enugu and Benue currently. Now, the youths are also, championing in a mass protest against the governor of Enugu State, and of course, those ones in Benue, because it looks as if there's massive exodus of Benue citizens down to Enugu who are already feeling secure, who are already understanding that this is the only region they can be protected. This is the only people that can stop jihadist killing in Benue State. And from what we are seeing now, it has been a battle for days now, and I can tell you the youth with the headers themselves are receiving different clashes, and I can tell you ESN is recording everything that is happening there, and the restriction is ongoing, and resistance is also ongoing. What I mean by resistance, a lot of people might not understand why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu actually saw depth deep into what is happening now, playing out within the Middle Belt, and of course the Biafran land. He foretold the story, but unfortunately, many people did not take him serious until it started happening. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being detained in Nigerian DSS custody today because of his resistance and exposure of the Fulanized agenda championed by the Fulani hegemony, oligarchy, who is bent on, though they have said the West is already conquered. If it threatens 50%, the remaining 50% is just going to be walkover. Maybe they might not be able to have a problem with Fulanizing, Islamizing the Southwest, the Yoruba nation. But the major problem, according to whatever instruction that was given to their forefathers, great father, whatever, is that the Biafran land must not be allowed to stand as a Christian nation. The Nigeria-Biafran war, to be honest with you, was between the Muslim Christian and the Christian Biafrans. And that's what we are seeing up to this moment, politically and otherwise. The fortification of the entire Biafran land bordering Benue, which is being seen as one of the main routes of which the entire jihadist nomadic Fulani herdsmen are targeting to invade the entire Biafran land, and of course, do their criminality activities has already been blocked. All the grazing routes they have been mapping out has already been, mounted by the unstoppable. They will not be able to tell you what the Alpha ESN has been able to make sure relatively there's peace in Biafran land. And we must say a big thank you to the governor of Abia State, Alex Oti, for rejecting that invitation extended to him by the Sultan of Sokoto to compromise the security and allow the Fulani to continue to ravage the entire Biafran land, and of course using some of the grazing routes as ID camps, for Fulanis who are already trying to make a way to the eastern part of the country. I thank God for the reorientation and consciousness of the entire youth of the Middle Belt, especially those in Benue, who has come out now and said they don't have any other place and that they are seeking refuge in Biafran land and that Biafra could defend them. Apart from what the British actually did to Nigeria in as at that 1957, where they are able to fragment anything that has to do with Igbo nation. You know, there was no how many. There was nothing like Delta. There was nothing like all these nights we are having today. But what we have as at that time was Eastern region, comprising of major southern part of Benue and southern part of Cameroon. These are Biafran lands, and we must understand that. And there's no how we are going to cede any atom of that land